All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome. Thank you for joining. And of course, thank you, Miss Danielle and April, for exchanging your energy with me today. And for everyone that's joining, most people that are here watching today know me personally, but for those who don't, I just want to give like a brief introduction of myself. And yeah, we'll just go from there because it's going to be pretty casual. I know, like I said, most of them know me. So, yeah, my name is Maria Jones. I'm a mother of two, and I actually homeschool. Um, I'm married to a husband that is super into like health and wellness and fitness, and so we've been on our journey lately with that as well. And I'm a passionate seeker of truth. So I love to research. I love to dig deep. I love to see what resonates with me, and just really let my intuition guide me. And that's kind of how I got here where I am today because, like, I feel like, I was seeking for things, but then at the end of the day, I think about it like Asaya or Sia found me also. So we kind of, it was like a joint effort, is the way I feel about it. So, um, yeah, so like I'm really just excited to share my testimony. I haven't been taking the product for very long. I've been taking it for about 3 weeks, but just in that short like window right there, I have like countless things that I could go on and on about. So I guess I'll start first with like how this all came about is so I am on Telegram and I'm in a lot of chats, people that are amazing and share a lot of truth and get things out there. And I originally did not find Asia through Spiritually Raw, but I was led to Spiritually Raw. The first experience, I had seen a video of Dr. Silverman. That is his name, correct?
Yep, yep.
Okay, yeah, yeah. So it was an amazing video. So it was him basically explaining the blue and the white right here, which is the gel and the drink. Um, and I was like mind blown by just the testimony that he was giving for himself, on top of like the scientific explanation behind all of this. I had never come across anything like this before, so I was really intrigued, and it resonated. Right, like I said, I like to dig, I like to trust my intuition, and so the funny thing was is that I was experiencing a lot of pain because I had sustained an injury at work. I had pulled a lower muscle in my back, but it kind of turned into more after that because after doing that, I wasn't able to sleep properly. I had really just kind of I got in a rut. Like I was supposed to perform every day for my kids and to make it to work because I work a nighttime job. And so it was really debilitating for me. Kind of got depressed a little bit, when you're not able to function properly and you're just not able to navigate everyday life. Like that's rough. And so anyway, so I wasn't really seeking a product or anything. I kind of, like I said, I came across, the Dr. Silverman's video, and I was like, is this something that I should be doing? Like, I kind of had that thought that like this seems legit, but then I had that skepticism come in because of, we've all seen and have heard things over and over again that have failed us. But when he was really getting into the depths of what this is, I was like, I knew that this had never been done before and that it was a breakthrough in technology. And I was like, what do I have to lose? I mean, I'm spending money on all kinds of things, that aren't benefiting my health and wellness. And I could easily cut those out to like start, at least trying to get myself on track. And so I started with the gel. I don't know. I don't even know how to describe. Like, I'm sorry, I'm getting a little emotional because I actually cried the first time I used the gel because I had experienced pinched nerve and that back pain for months, right? And like, even to the point where my children like they weren't getting neglected, but I felt that way on the inside because I wasn't able to perform, and I was irritable, and like there was just a lot of things that were happening going on. So, long story short, I tried the gel when it came in, and it worked. It worked in 10 minutes instantly. Like it was that instant relief that I needed. That I was like, I don't know how this is even possible. I've saw chiropractors, I've tried over the counter medications, getting adjustments and different things for my back, and no relief like this. Like, it's amazing. And still to this day, like, I'm not dealing with back pain. I'm not dealing with my pinched nerve. And then, like, I could keep going because there's so much that has happened since then.
Keep going.
Yeah. So for me, I'm an awakened person to the point where, I'm really getting in tune with my higher self. I'm understanding, that spiritual aspect of myself that before I think I was really out of tune. I was really just being controlled, by the ways of the world and letting my own body kind of, dictate my life. And that's something in itself that I've had growth with since starting this process, is like letting go, of certain things that were not for me anymore. Whether that's, mentally, physically too, because taking this, you want to do better. Like, you want to eat better. You want to, like, get up and get moving. You want to, like, I don't know, stay hydrated and all these things. Like, before, I just was not there. So, yeah, so with the gel, I started with the gel, but once I got that relief, I was like, I'm definitely going to try the liquid. Like, I'm definitely going to do this, because if essentially they're the same thing, one's topical and one's just ingestible. So, man, once I started the liquid, that was when the real change happened. Like, I felt like a breakthrough. Like, I know, my thumbnail was the instant reset. Like, I felt like the reset button had been instantly, just activated. So really for me, all the way around, spiritually, mentally, physically, I have been reset. Like, I feel more like I have a drive and a purpose, and like I'm just on this path of just like, I'm going to go get it. Whatever it is, whatever the universe has for me, like, this is where it starts. And I'm so thankful. Like, I'm humbled by just the experience that I'm having with ASEA. And then I'm so thankful for people like you that have shared your testimony and are going to today with our guests, because this is life transforming. And I can't, like, stress that enough to people, because I mean, never in my life have I ever experienced anything like this. So, like I said, very grateful, very humbled. That's pretty much my testimony, other than, like, I could get into, like,
we can be done. You can just finish the show.
I mean, it's literally, also, I have to say this as well, for people who are struggling with depression even, or just, just really feeling down a lot and not able to pinpoint where it's coming from. I think the reason that this works is because the way that it, like, raises your vibration on the inside, it gets you motivated. It's like a liquid antidepressant for me. I'm not claiming that this is what it will do for you, but, like, when I take it, within like 20 to 30 minutes, I feel like myself going up. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm elevating and I'm ready to take on whatever the day has for me. So I think that that's also a plus, aside from, like, the physical aspect of, like, pain and different things that it can help. This is amazing, and it's non-toxic, it's organic, it's native to the body. Like, it's just all in one. It's the package. It's the thing that I feel like is the missing link, and it's what I needed. And like I said, I'm humbled because I have it in my possession. I can share it. I can help people discover it. Like, it's amazing.
That is so cool, and I'm so excited that you're having incredible experiences like this. You hit on so many points that not only can I relate to, I'm sure Danielle and other people that absolutely will be able to relate to it as well. And the one thing I do, I'll share my experience in a second, but the one thing that you said is so on point. It really humbles you.
Mm-hmm.
Because it makes you because it changes everything from within, and it raises your vibration. And then it's almost like you got these rose-colored glasses on now, and you're seeing the world and experiencing the world in an entirely different energy. And it makes you happy. It makes you feel good.
And people see that. Like, they're going to look at you and say, what is she doing? I need to do what she's doing. And I'm like, you're not going to believe what I'm doing. I'm taking 2 ounces in the morning, 2 ounces at night. I'm rubbing gel. Like, it's amazing.
It is. It's so extraordinary. And for the longest time, it still is amazing to me now, although I've had time to understand it from thank you with Danielle, from a biology and chemistry side of it. because it blows your mind. It's very hard for the mind to conceive. How is it possible that it can take away everything that you just said and make you feel the way that you just said when it's 100% all natural and organic and only has 2 ingredients? How is that possible? Luckily, we have Danielle here that can explain it.
Yes.
Before we get to that, I'm just going to tag on something that you said, and we can certainly, you're going to love Danielle's testimony as well. Mine was very similar to yours. It was just a little bit different because I have, I've been on the earth plane a little longer. So I was dealing with age issues. I would say that was probably my biggest thing. Jay and I have always been very health and wellness oriented. But, you know, when you hit a certain age, and for me, it was 50, when I hit 50, I felt my body saying to me, you're not going to recognize me anymore. Because I'm going to start doing things to you that you've never experienced before. And your whole body, for me, went through shifts and changes that I was not welcoming. And I wanted no parts of, and I couldn't understand it because I never experienced feeling this way before. And your hormones, in my scenario, were wreaking havoc on my mind, on my body. Similarly, when you can't perform the way that you used to perform, whether it be working out or thinking or just your daily activities throughout the day, you're exhausted and you're like, this is not normal. I don't normally have these issues. All of a sudden you can't eat the foods that you used to be able to eat all the time. Your whole body's shifting, right? And you're like, this is not fair. This is not, I did not care for this. So when these things start happening, it plays on your psyche, and it can really make you depressed. It makes you feel anxiety, and then all of a sudden you're constantly picking at yourself. Things that never used to bother you before now all of a sudden seem like they're sticking out like sore thumbs, and you feel like everybody's noticing all these changes. So when I make that transition, that age transition, that's really when I was like, you know, something, this is not right. And at the same time, my both of my parents had just recently passed. So on top of that, I felt like the loss of my parents, because it was very close together, aged me dramatically. They came out of nowhere. It was very unexpected. And then one went and the other went, and very shortly thereafter, like within just a few months. And it was too much mentally, physically, psychologically. And I looked in the mirror and I literally felt like I aged 10 years. And we had always been very proactive, taking all types of supplements. And, you know, especially being on the show, people always send you all these great stuff, and it was really awesome. But it wasn't life altering. Yes, they helped, but did it change my life? That, like, how I feel? I feel like my body's back to how I was when I was in my 20s. Did that do that? No. This has done that. This has not only made my mind revert, but it's made my physical appearance and my body revert back. Things, the issues that I used to have with my skin, my, here, legs, elbows, arms, all the things that happen when you start getting, crossing that 50 barrier. I don't have those issues. I do not have any of those issues at all. And I credit that 100% to this and the gel. So when you don't feel good about your visual appearance and you don't feel good about your physical appearance, the way that you used to perform before, you get depressed and sad. And that can put you on a spiral. So when you have something that can reverse that downward spiral, not only turn you back up and light your whole life back on fire again and give you this feeling of, I love my life.
Yes.
This is the greatest time to be alive.
You're like, it's a beautiful life.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And not only that, when you feel better, you don't pick at other people that live in your house. You're not nagging other people that are living under the same rooftop, right? Because you're not complaining, because you're happy and you just feel elated and you feel joyous and you want to enjoy things all over again. And your entire life shifts. And when that happens, you want to stand up on the top of a mountaintop and scream to the world, like, I found it.
Literally.
Sir, I want to share it with everyone. And that's exactly how we feel. And I'm so elated that you're having the same experience, and it's only going to get better and better and better.
Yes, I love that. Thank you so much. Danielle, would you like to share?
Yeah, I'd be happy to. I could sit and listen to you guys. It's like, it's so fun for me because I'm fast forward 8 years, right? I've been actually using this product for 8 years, and I've gotten to experience all of this. And there's something about the beginning when someone realizes what they have their hands on. And I'll tell you what, I get excited again and again and again when I see this bring things to different people. And I love, Chelsea, your comment about, look, just a week ago, you've started redox, and you've got stuff with your immune system now getting back into alignment. And so I'll share my experience. It's interesting. I lost my health at the age of 23. It wasn't because of age, but it was because of a car accident. I got hit by a drunk driver and sustained a brain injury. And my world went from one where I was high functioning to where I couldn't concentrate for more than 10 minutes. I was sensitive to noise, to light. I had severe pounding in my head all of the time. And I couldn't work. And I was really just on a path of trying to get myself well. And the medical community, they didn't have answers for me. They basically kind of said, look, try a month and it should clear. And then they thought, okay, maybe 3. And then at 3 months, they told me 6 months. And then at 6 months, they said probably a year. And then at my 1-year appointment, my neurologist literally said to me, with this type of injury, your body's done the healing it's going to do. And this is your new normal. You got to just shape your life around it. And being 24 years old, I just thought, well, this isn't a life worth living, and something inside of me just said, well, no way, you're not going to live life like this. We're going to find an answer. And went out there, and kind of like you, Maria, it's like when you're seeking something, it's also seeking you. And the ASEA came into my world through my mom. It was an acupuncturist that was a friend of hers. And she called and she said, listen, I've started using something in my practice. It's helping each of my clients in a different way, far and beyond anything I've seen in all my decades of work. And she said, it's going in and it's helping stimulate cellular repair where they need it. She said, so it's doing something different in everybody, but I think it could help Danielle. She felt that because, like you said, it's native to the body, it would pass the blood-brain barrier. It's something that your body's making. You're just giving more of it. And so my mom's very intuitive. She just went, yep, this is it. She brought it home. And unfortunately, the biologist in me got in the way. I was like, no, this sounds way too good to be true. And I didn't learn about this stuff in school, and it can't be. So for 6 months, I ignored what the universe was handing me on a silver platter, right? Here's the answer, Danielle. You should try it, Danielle. Finally, we got through my stubbornness, though. And I'll tell you what, Maria, when I started drinking it, I was drinking 8 ounces a day. So I drank 4 ounces in the morning and 4 ounces at night. So I doubled up what you're doing. And that was the recommendation, just because I had a lot of severe stuff going on. And I didn't have results like you. It wasn't instantaneous. But the 3rd month, so 90 days into using it, it's like the lights came back on. The pounding in my head stopped for the first time in 2 years. And I thought, wow, this is the only thing this stuff does. I can live life without the pounding, But then I started to have clarity again. I could get the words out I wanted to when I wanted to say them. I had energy. I wasn't having to nap throughout the day. I wasn't, my mom says that my personality came back. I stopped being so beautiful and awful. And since then, it's continued to get better and better and better. And now it's like my body, I don't even remember what I was like before my accident, right? It's been a decade, but I feel that it's this is the best version of myself I've ever been in, and it's elevated me. Like what you all are describing, I call it the ASEA glow. It's like this sense of well-being that comes over you, the energy to get through the day, stuff just it doesn't stick, it falls right off. There's just this positive feeling that you have. So it's been really fun for me. When I got well, I'll say this too, Maria, when I got healthy, kind of like you, I just went, wait a second, everybody needs to know about this. And it's you feel responsible. It's well, holy cow, I've been entrusted with this information, and this breakthrough is now in my hands. It's in my house. How could I not tell the world about it? And so I just started telling people, strangers, literally, I just started telling people about this stuff. And one thing leads to another, people I've now watched be helped with this. And it's so cool. You guys now are having the experience. And I love, Maria, that you wanted to gather everybody to share with those that you love and care about, because it's like, I don't know what people will do with the information, but I know everyone deserves to know. And it might be for them, but quite frankly, it might be for their neighbor, for their daughter that's on the spectrum, for whomever in their world. Like, everyone to me needs this, but some are in greater need than others. And the only way they're going to find out about it is through someone like us, educating, sharing, letting people know.
Yes.
Danielle, you said it's interesting because it took you 90 days to have an experience, but Marie, you're like right away, right? When you think about it, because you had something very, very, very traumatic happen.
Yeah.
Right? So your body was maybe in a much more
compromised.
Exactly. So for those of you that are watching, would you have an instant experience? Yes, that's absolutely possible, but do not get discouraged. This is why we say that you have to allow yourself a minimum of 90 days, because we don't know. And you may not even, you may think, oh, well, I have this issue here, but when you put this redox, and the redox is saying, you know what? You got issues in other places that we need to clear up first. Right?
Yes. You will not know what your body's doing internally until you get that breakthrough. So
until you get the breakthrough. And Danielle will explain that a little bit further. So what you think may be your biggest issue, the chemical compound, the ASEA, may be thinking something totally different. So because you have bigger or different issues, that this needs to clear up first before it gets to what you thought needed to be cleared up.
Yeah, that's exactly right. What's interesting, so you've been talking about the blue bottle. There's also this, and what's cool about the gel, this didn't exist when I learned about it. And I wish it had, because this is like instantaneous. This is, Maria, what brought tears to your eyes. I mean, this is like, you tell it, hey, there's an issue here, go right here. And it starts working. But yeah, I'm happy to go deeper into like what it is, how it works, what it is.
Yeah. I think many probably want to understand, what is redox signaling molecules, because some people just don't, they don't know about it.
I never heard of it before. I never even knew it. Never anything existed like that before. And here it is. We can't live without it.
And it's really simple. Honestly, it's so simple. Like, yeah, we should get into it.
Yeah. So what I would say is this: redox. If you look at this, the company's name is ASEA. Redox just stands for reductants and oxidants. Okay, it's the two words that are coming together. So that's to get that out of the way about what it actually means. But what's it mean for you? So redox signaling molecules are the way that your cells talk. They're in you right now. They're in your animals. They're in plants. Like, every living thing has to communicate. And I always think about, like, when you cut yourself, we watch a miracle happen where the body just starts to repair that area. And I don't know if you've ever thought about, like, well, how'd the body know to go there? Like, literally, how does it know? And it's because of its communication network. And so our cells, when there's damage, the neighboring cells sense it and they send out an alert call. And it's these redox molecules that are the alert call. They're the messenger molecules. They're saying, hey, immune system, you need to come over here. Here's the GPS location of the issue. Come repair it. And that's what happens. But the problem is, after puberty, as we start to age, the mitochondria in our bodies become less efficient, and the body stops making as much of these redox molecules. And so we've probably all felt it, as April put it so beautifully. Like, she hit 50, like the wheels started coming off the bus. The body was just having less and less and less. And at that point, it's like, that's when the system caught up with, like, oh my gosh, we can't keep up with all the damage. Think about it like, the alert call's going out. It's loud when you're young. And then as you get older, it's weaker and weaker and weaker. And so all of a sudden, this issue, maybe it's a mutated cell, right? It's not identified. Well, we all know what that creeps up into. But maybe it's just a damaged cell. If that's not identified, I guarantee you right now, if I were to ask everybody listening, write down what's going on in your body right now, right? What's off? We'd all probably write down something different: digestion, my heart rate, my blood pressure, I've got migraines, whatever it is. Like, all of us have something going on in our system that's not been identified and repaired. So what ASEA does, the beauty of this, is that they figured out how to make the same molecules outside of your body. so that you can replenish your body supply, fill the cup back up, right, to the amount you had when you were young. So that call for help can now be loud again, and the body can repair where you need. And that's why, like, we don't know what it will do for you. 8 years into this, I sit and I get so excited when somebody starts, but I'm like, I don't know, you got a baseline where you're at today because I don't know where it's going to work first. But I know it's going to go where your body deems most necessary. And then with the topical, you can tell it where to go. So that gel is more concentrated. And it was honestly, like, it was designed for the skin. That's people were spraying the liquid on their skin, and then they got excited and they asked the company, can you make a topical version? Like, this is amazing for skin cells. It took the company 5 years because these molecules are so reactive. They couldn't get them stable in a more concentrated form. Mm-hmm. It finally did. And it's like, people were putting it on their skin, yes, and it turns your skin over faster. It's like, I mean, it's amazing. As April says, it feels like you get a facelift as soon as you put it on.
Really?
Yeah. But the cool thing is it can go beyond that. And Maria, what you were sharing about how, like, it's not just a skin product. It's not a cosmetic thing. Like, it went into that issue with your nerve that you were having, because the signal, first it goes to the skin. Yeah. And it can repair those cells, but it goes deep in, the body absorbs it. And then it starts alerting the system right there. So if you've got a specific area that's hurting, you can just rub it on there. We say 3 times in 5 minutes. It's not like they did research to figure that out. Like, we got our hands on this stuff and we started experimenting with it. And we're like, are you experiencing that? Wait, I'm experiencing that too. Holy cow, it does this also. And so I think we're at the tip of the iceberg, really, with what we're continuing to learn with these molecules.
Can you explain, Danielle, how it breaks the blood-brain barrier? Because that's a very important for a lot of people.
Yeah, so because the molecules are native to you, meaning, like, it's beyond natural. Like, a blueberry is natural, but there are people that could eat a blueberry and have an allergic reaction, right? So the body's making these redox molecules, and they're made from salt and water. Okay, so literally sodium and chloride and hydrogen and oxygen of water. The body breaks those molecules apart and refigures them into different molecules, reductants and oxidants. And that's what's going around in your system all the time. And when you take ASEA makes it from the same stuff, water and salt. Flips it around, it's like a 3.5-day process. It comes out these reductants and oxidants. So when you take them, the body doesn't know that they're different from the ones that the body is making. And so they're small enough, they're tiny enough, they go right past the blood-brain barrier. They can get into your system there. I mean, I'm case in point, right, of what it did for me. But it's amazing what that can then mean for issues within the brain and within your nervous system. There's some great, Maria, honestly, like, there's some great testimonial sites that you can share with your loved ones, where they can go and, like, click in and see, like, okay, well, because people always say, well, what about Parkinson's? What about autism? What about, all these stuff, X issue? And it's like, all of them have a cell. All of them, foundationally, there's some cellular issue that's had a mishap. This is non-specific. This just goes in and it helps the cell repair. And so will you see that trickle up to issues related to the lung, the heart, the liver? Yeah. And if you go in, you can go in and you can go to these websites and click, like, okay, I want to click on blood pressure. What have people with blood pressure issues seen when they start using redox? Right? This isn't like a treatment or a cure, but it's like, it goes in and it just stimulates your body to do what your body's designed to do, which is to heal and repair itself. The body does the miracle.
Yep, that was the point I wanted to hit on, was that I hope people are grasping that it's your own body that's doing the healing. Like, this is just the missing link to get that communication back together so that your body can do what it was intended to do, which it was doing, hopefully, from the very beginning of your, coming into this earth. So, and I know still, I would also like to ask too, like, so this is safe, right? This is safe for all ages. This is, since it's native to the body, this isn't something that, like, children or dogs or, that this could not harm them, correct? Like,
Danielle, you want to take that?
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. It's completely safe. I've got friends that they got 5 kids and the kids run over and they grab the white tube because they're like, it's like first aid in a tube for them. Like, it is completely safe. If you put it on your dog and say your dog, out in the yard, whatever, cuts itself, you put some on there and the dog licks it off, completely safe. right? There's nothing in it that can hurt you. So there's no toxicity. Like literally you could drink a bottle of it and the body, if it doesn't, once it uses the redox, it just reverts it into saline. And guys, you're sacks of saline. You cry salty, you sweat salty. We went to the ER, you'd be hooked up to a drip of saline. Like they couldn't find an LD50 on this. Every drug has what's called a lethal dose 50, where like 50% of the rats that are given that amount die. And then they titrate it down to be acceptable for the human population. They couldn't find one with this product. They just became healthier.
Amazing.
What a novel concept.
Yeah, I know.
And also, it does not interfere with any other medications.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah.
It's very huge. And it also does not interfere with any other supplements that you may be taking. The only thing that it will do with the supplements is make them work better. Now, what we found, because like I was mentioned earlier, we were on, I mean, literally, if you came over our house and opened up the cabinet, you'd be like, oh my gosh, that's a lot of stuff in there, because we were taking so much stuff, but we don't anymore at all. The only thing that we take at night is some melatonin. That is it. And only because we work, crazy hours and we just want to turn it off. And so this has replaced literally an entire kitchen cabinet full of various supplements, expensive supplements, high quality supplements, because we don't need them anymore.
And for people that are, actively in the gym and they're taking pre-workouts and protein and creatine, who knows what, because my husband's taking all kinds of stuff. But I'm like, you're going to need to get on this and you're going to get rid of everything else. And this is going to be your one shot, like your one thing that you're just going to go to, and it's going to do all those in one. We're still working on getting there. But like, as I've heard, like this is it. Like, this is like all in one, really.
It's the holy enchilada. Mm-hmm. And, Danielle, how about if we speak on how to take it?
Yeah.
Or what David refers to as the magic 8. But before you get there, I want to just tag on one thing, just so people understand the extraordinary amount of high vibrational humans that the chemists that were able to stabilize the molecules. It's never been done. It will never be done again. They own the patent. They also own the intellectual property. It will never be duplicated. But to understand how difficult it was to stabilize these molecules, it would be like if you had boiling water and ice cold water, and you poured both in the bottle and you said, okay, ice, you stay on your side, and hot water, you stay on your side, and you're going to maintain that chemical. How they were able to stabilize these molecules is absolutely, that in itself is beyond extraordinary and truly is a gift from the heavens.
Yeah. I agree. And as far as how to take it, it's like, phew, I call it the magic 8. I've been on 8 ounces a day since I started. But, we kind of say, look at your body, look what you have going on. If you're young and healthy, 4 ounces a day might be okay for you. But most people get this extra kick when they drink 8 ounces a day. And in fact, there's actually a study done on the back of the bottle, you can read it, where they were looking at genetic expression. And that study was done on 8 ounces a day. And every single person that drank the molecules in that study, they had an increase in their genetic expression, turning on genes that help with the inflammatory response, your innate immune response, like hormone modulation, all of these things. And when they went off the 8 ounces, their expression went back down to the pre levels. So we tell people, look, based on where you're at, and just there's a health tracker that you fill out, and then you can, after a week, see where you are. If you're not where you want to be, if you're not feeling things you want to see, double it. And 8 ounces a day seems to be this like magic number where people start to experience what Marie is experiencing, what you're experiencing, April. And it's pretty cool because the way you take it is it's like a little shot. Okay. And you take it, you actually swirl it around in your mouth. So the stuff is not digested, like a supplement. It's absorbed sublingually through the gums, under the tongue. And when you swish it around, it gets straight into your system, and then it goes where your body deems most necessary. There's people that do blood work, live blood cell microscopy. They can see the shift in your cells like within 20 minutes. They go and they're more round, they're luminous, it's just like amazing to watch. I've got a woman that owns a wellness center over in Cocoa Beach. She does it right there, and she'll show you pre and post, a shot of ASEA. So it's instantaneous. It's getting into your system, and you just got to be patient with it. We tell people, look after a month, back to your health tracker, 2 months, 3 months. Within those 3 months, those 90 days, 90% of people are able to go, wow, I feel this difference on the system level. Like, we know it's working on the cellular level, but that's the difference on the system level that you're feeling and experiencing. And then it just starts working on and through the next things. But the best thing to do is what Maria did. Like, the best thing to do is to get the gel, put the gel 3 times in 5 minutes on an area that there's some sort of discomfort, and you will experience it working. I remember April, that's your first experience with this, was your lower back and rubbing it. And it's like, guys, you will know that that this is real, that it's not salt water, that this is something like honestly magical. And then it's like, all right, you're going to be patient as you drink the liquid. And it's like a barometer. Like, if it tastes funny to you, because your system's out of balance.
It does taste funny still to me, actually, but I'm okay with it because I'm Steve.
Hang in there. And let's talk about that too, Danielle, because let's talk about things that will pass.
Yes, exactly.
Experience and things that will pass. The first thing is the taste, and you just explained that it's going to taste one of 2 ways. It's either going to taste super salty, like you just took a big swallow of the ocean, or it's going to taste like you just swallowed chlorine from a pool. And Danielle will explain again, because that's your detoxification, depending on how toxic you are. But that will pass, I promise. The other thing that you will experience, most likely everyone will experience, because this is putting all the wonderful things that your body is craving that it's lost. It's putting that back into your system. So if it's going in, it's got to get rid of all of the nasty toxins, all of the stuff, all the goo and the goop that is making you depressed, weighing you down, creating ailments, causing inflammation. This is going to push all that out. So your body is going to go through a detoxification process. Some people may find that it's a very minor detoxification. Maybe you might feel a little tired or a little off balance. Other people may feel a little bit more than that, but that will pass. You have to get over that hump. The hump's not going to take long. It may take 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours. I don't know anybody that's taken longer than that.
Yep. But
it may be an uncomfortable little experience during the detoxification. Do not get discouraged. Just know, gotta push through it. Gotta break through that barrier, that detox barrier. And then once you break through that detoxification barrier, boom, your whole world is going to change. The lights are going to go on, and you're going to be like, now I know what everybody's talking about, which is awesome. I see from Chelsea, she says, I got my ASEA about a week ago, and all of my autoimmune stuff vanished in day 2. That is extraordinary. All related to, as we can see. So we are so excited that you're having an awesome experience. Here's a question. I know you said it's safe for kids, whatnot. Assuming, is it safe during pregnancy, Danielle?
Yeah. So on the back of the bottle, you're going to see like, consult your doctor if you're pregnant. And that's because if you're pregnant, you probably know you see that like everywhere now because they haven't done specific studies with it. I'll tell you this much. I have several friends that have taken it through pregnancy. If you want to take it to your doctor and ask, we're going to say one of 2 things. It's salt water. Like, why would you waste your money? Or it looks like it's safe. Like, the ingredients that are in it are in you. It's no problem. And so, yeah, it's something that I would say, look, I can't think of anything safer. To me, it's safer than water, quite frankly. So when you take it, it's going to be safe for you, safe for the baby. I have people that, honestly, there's a great show that we did with a woman. She's a midwife, and she has all of her girls take it up through their pregnancy, and then after she has them use it in like awesome ways with infants and when they're breastfeeding and like helping the milk ducts and all this stuff, like using the gel in that way. Yeah, it's where is that recording? We'll get it to you if you want it. Reach out to Maria. And
that's actually my sister, so I can definitely get that to her.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. We'll get that for you. She's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Donna Lynn Dominguez is her name, and she shares a lot with that. So yeah, be confident and don't worry. And she'll watching that, I think, will give you even more ideas of how to use it.
Wonderful.
Can I add something back to like what you were talking about, April, with like the detox process? I think that for sure, I know my first 2 weeks, I noticed that my urine was very, I mean, as much water as I was drinking, my urine was very still, like I had a strong odor and color. And that's because, everything's coming out. So it is key to get that water in. Like if you're not a water drinker, you're going to need to turn into one when you start taking this, because you need to flush yourself out.
Thank you for saying that. And actually, you want to be very conscious to drink plenty, not just a little water. You got to drink plenty of water. As a matter of fact, you need to drink half your body weight in water. So if you're 100 pounds, you want to drink at least 50 ounces minimum of water every day. Again, you got to constantly be, regardless, whether you're on this or not, you should be always detoxifying and hydrating your body. But when you're on this, it is that much more critical to be able to do that. I do want to tag real quick. For those of you that are like, I want this, I'm going to get this right away. Do not go, even though we have the website up there, it's not to go to purchase. When you go to the website, all you want to do is click on the little contact me, and then Maria will be sent a message that you're interested, and call you back or call her directly, because we want you to have a great experience, and the website can be a little bit glitchy. So allow us to help you walk through that. The other thing too is we don't want you overpaying, because you can easily get routed accidentally into purchasing it through retail through the website. You don't want to do that. You want to buy it wholesale through the website. So you need a guide. So allow us to help guide you through that process. And one thing you absolutely do not ever want to do is purchase, because people say, well, I'll just go buy it on Amazon like I buy everything else.
No.
No. You don't want to do that. Amazon's already written a letter stating they are not responsible, because they do not guarantee anything. If you purchase this on Amazon, they will not guarantee that it's authentic, and they will not guarantee what the actual contents of is in this bottle. I mean, anyone that's creative can put a blue label on a similar looking bottle and call it this when it's not. Or maybe it was sitting on someone's shelf and they decided to put it on Amazon to sell it. You don't want to do that. You want to make sure it's pure, that it came from ASEA, and that it's the real deal. And the only way to do that is make sure to buy directly from the manufacturing company.
Yeah, so, and you do that through Maria, and definitely reach out. Also, guys, like it's like, well, how much do I need, right? What's a bottle? How much is in it? What does that mean for me? 8 ounces a day? Like, let us give you a consult to help figure out what it is that you need and get you set up, for you, for your family, etc. And if you work out, so speaking to that just briefly, I don't know if you guys know, this is cleared by the Olympic Committee. So there are Olympic athletes that take this product because it helps stimulate repair, right? Every athlete, after they work out, what do they need to do? They need to repair, get stronger. They also have now done research. It increases endurance. So you can do more in your workouts before you hit that wall. You can lift more. You can run further. It's remarkable what it's doing for athletes, but they push their bodies to the next level. So kind of like people that have a lot of health stuff going on that just, they need more construction workers on the job site to help with their repair. So 8 ounces of what they need. It's the same with athletes. They're pushing themselves on such a level that they need to be drinking more, like morning, night, and then pre and post workout. So it's definitely something, to consider. And then you can rub the gel on your muscles pre and post workout. Phenomenal with what that does.
I'm no athlete by any, no professional athlete by any stretch of the imagination, but I am a runner and I do work out. And one thing I can absolutely attest to is I have no runner's issues. And if you run, what that means: back, knees, ankles. I did for a long time. I no longer have any of those issues, and I run faster. I run longer. the sustainable amount of energy that you're going to get throughout the day, whether you're a mom and you're running after your kids all day long, or you're a professional athlete, the sustainable energy that's going to allow you to perform at your duties at optimal levels is extraordinary. So it's for the moms and the workers and also the Olympic athletes. That's how multifunctional, that's how special this product actually is. So
I could not agree more with that, and I'm a living testimony. So,
hey, listen, moms need it more than anybody because you're running around all day long.
Yes, you are an athlete.
Exactly.
man.
Is there anything else that you'd like to add, either one of you, before?
No, I'm just really hoping that, this, just resonates with someone out there and they just see that, what we are sharing is authentic. Like, this is not an opportunity for us. This is us just genuinely sharing something that's working for us. We just want to help, we just want to get it out there. So, I mean, for me, I don't think I have much more else to share unless any of you ladies do.
I'll just say thank you, guys. Thanks for spending the time learning about this. And if you thought of someone, typically what happens is you start thinking, wow, I think my neighbor or grandma's son could benefit from this. Get this recording and share it. This is something that we want people to be made aware of it. And if you want to, ask questions, reach out. Wait, there's so much information. Get your questions answered. But at the end of the day, it does something different for all of us. So get it in your hands, see what it can bring your body. And honestly, there's the next level of you who is just waiting. And when you feel that way, you can show up so differently in your life. And everyone deserves that.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree anymore. And if I could just close and say one thing, everybody wants, this is the greatest time to be alive, right? And everybody wants to improve their lives and ascend and raise their vibration so they can create the life of their dreams. There's no better opportunity than now. We have been given advanced quantum healing technologies that are at our disposal right now. We don't have to wait for med beds to come out because no one knows when they're coming out. No one knows the expense that it'll cost, and no one knows where they're even going to be located. This, you got it right here. It's already in the here and now. It's right here in a liquid form in a blue bottle for all of us to live the best lives that we could possibly live. And if it does nothing but make you feel happier, that's a success story. And everything will just grow and enhance from there. We wish each and every one of you the most beautiful life and the most success and the most happiness. Thank you so much for tuning in. And we wish you much love. Thank you so much.
Thank you.